Thems Fightin words. VR.
I'm watching you. I can see you. Through this
Yeah,
tiny
baby.
ass screen.
Yeah, baby, let me run through here. Yeah, run behind the crowd. Yeah, run all through the crowd, baby. Get up in here. Yeah.
All right. My turn to enter. Ladies and gentlemen, it's me.
Haha, that guy. I know that guy. I know that guy.
You know me? Yeah. Oh, I've got to stay on the carpet. They don't like it when I touch the
Right.
people.
You got to kiss the mystery woman or something.
Hey, baby. All right.
All right. Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
I'm excited. We are here.
Man, this is great.
Fighting words VR.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to my ring. You know the rules. You know my word is the law.
Cameras over
Let's
there.
have a fair fight and protect yourselves at all times.
All right, you already know what it is. Round one. Let's get into it. It is Thems Fightin words. Y'all already know what it is. Your boy SupahEM.
I'm here. I'm Solly. I'm your co-host. We're here. We're finally doing the inaugural episode of our VR podcast.
Feels good, man.
Thanks.
So everybody out there in the audience, those in the virtual audience right now, y'all probably don't know what this is. So Solly, let's go ahead and give them a little rundown of what Thems Fightin words is.
Hell yeah. So Thems Fightin words is going to be a pretty standard format. We're going to have 3 rounds, 3 minutes each. And during each of those rounds, we'll have a little bit of a different topic that we're going to sort of discuss.
Yeah.
Maybe a little verbal spar, maybe a little physical spar. We got the motion capture for it.
You already know what it is, man. Yeah. So
it's not going to be all debate. We're going to have some nice thoughtful discussions. We're going to have some good like tips and tactics for what to do in VR games. We're going to talk about esports in general.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, man, we could also show you guys some techniques in VR, what works in the games. Of course, right now we're in an era of combat, but that doesn't mean we always got to be in an era of combat, right? You know, this is virtual reality.
Yeah.
We can go to any game. Like, what kind of games would you want to jump into?
We're definitely going to do an episode with VFC, Virtual Fighting Champions. We might have to do a Creed episode. Where
absolutely. We got to go back to the old school, man. We've got to do it. What else?
And maybe we'll even have some fights that's not that they're not 2-player, but we'll do like a thrill of the fight or something that's single player, and we'll have the other one it's like a little voiceover in the head.
Yeah. We could have some devs. We could have some devs here. Oh yeah,
absolutely. Interviews, VR fight interviews.
Yeah, with some champs like yourself. You're a champ. You know,
that's true. We'll get
VFC North American champ right here, man. We're gonna talk about. Next round, we're definitely gonna have to get you involved. We got to figure out who you are. I got some questions for you, man. I definitely want to get it. I want to introduce everyone else to who you are. They're gonna get to introduce to me. It's gonna be great, man. We could even get some YouTubers in here. To be honest, man, this is our ring, dude. We can.
This is our studio. We're inviting anyone in. We're going to talk, we're going to have fun discussions. So sometimes it's going to be focused on VR combat sports. Sometimes it's just going to be about whatever. Maybe we watched a cool anime episode, or maybe we just have some fun thoughts about something.
Some Hajime no Ippo conversations would be dope, man. A little Dempsey roll, a little flick jab, a little chopping right,
I get that sendo smash.
Oh yeah, dude, you gotta lean all the way back for that. Look at my guy in the crowd right here. He is not having that. You hit me, he was like, yo, that was some bullshit. But yo, we're about to get ready under the way with this round, man. We're gonna be back with another quick break, 30 seconds, get some rest, and then we're gonna be introduced to my man Solly. All right, you already know what it is. Round 2, and we end this thing. I'm gonna hit you with some questions, Solly. You ready?
I'm ready. Throw them at me. Throw them with punches.
Let's do it.
Let's find out who I am.
I'm gonna throw a couple of punches your way, okay? First off, man, how did you get into VR?
Oh man, so I first played VR like when I was a kid. There was like a cool like Tekken game in an arcade that was rough as hell. But that's the first time I ever was like, wow, you can do fighting in VR. That's the coolest thing I've ever imagined as like my 10-year-old self.
Nice.
years down the line, I went to a friend's party. He was actually having a little release for a game that he developed. And he had some Oculuses lying around for everyone to test out. And I got to try out his game. I got to try out Super Hot, and I was like, oh shit, like VR gaming is here. Like, you know, we're at that early stage of like, we got some really cool concepts and like some really cool games. And then about a year or two ago, no, 2019 now, finally bought my first Oculus and have just been picking up games and playing more and more ever since. It's basically what I use now as a workout. It's, you know, definitely the only like console I play for most of the time, and most of the video games I play are in VR now.
Nice. So what was your first VR game, dude? Like, what'd you get into? What got you into like not VR boxing? What got you into the combat sports?
Oh, you know, it's Thrill of the Fight. It was $10. It came as a package deal with that and Virtual Fighting Champion, and at that time VFC was still pretty rough. So I was like, all right, let's get good at Thrill of the Fight. You know, did the normal like beat everyone, and then I was like, all right, I need a bigger challenge. You got to put them on, you know, one times power and put them at like max difficulty, and you know,
yeah,
hit that limit eventually where I'm like, all right, either they one hit punch me or I like masterfully dodge everything and like tap them enough times that I can win a round.
Nice. Did you ever play Creed? Were you part of the Creed generation?
Nah, I had it and I still have it, but I haven't played it that much.
You don't know the pain, man. The disappointment, the hope, the rise, the fall, the abandonment from the devs. You know, I'm talking to you, Creed. You know, okay. So, Solly, outside of Thriller, outside of here, I know. Do you do anything for the community? Like, you're a commentator and a competitor, aren't you? Look, you got 30 seconds, bro. Lightning round. How did you get into commentating and competing, and how do you like them both?
BFC had a tournament, and I was like, hell yeah, I want to see how good I do. This was, I think, their second tournament. And then after that, I was like, all right, what's the scene? Where are the people commentating? Where are the people putting out videos? And I saw there really wasn't a lot of that happening. And to the devs connected me and you, and you know, ever since then, we have a little commentating team.
And here we are,
the pioneers in it.
And here we are. Nice round. Nice round, dude. Yeah, I like that. Got the people to know who you are a little bit. You know that you ain't no slouch in this thing. You know. Yeah, man. That was good.
Hell yeah. All right, everyone. We are back in round 3.
Back at it.
Mario round.
Yeah.
All right, SupahEM. You know, you're my co-commentator. I met you through VFC a couple months ago.
Yes, sir.
How did you get into VR? How did you get into this whole scene?
Now, opposite of you, I've never actually tried Thrill of the Fight. I only did Creed. I came in and I saw Creed, and I'm like, oh, Creed movie's coming out, and the actual game looked dope as shit. And I got in there, and I'm like, what? There's multiplayer in this game? Get out of here. I am all for this. And I was addicted. When I tell you, I was like, I just saw the sparks, and I'm like, this is the future. Now, shooters are great and all, but man, this right here is where it's at. And ever since then, I went through, like I said earlier, rise and fall, the defeat. It's like Creed folks abandoned us. The online became a ghost town, and it was just like, man, such a wonderful thing. And then I met, it's very rough, man. And then I met Ice Bear. At around that time, he's the current EOC champion. I don't care what nobody says. He's a champion in my eyes. And, you know, like he introduced me to his online community. We used to try to find people. Okay, crowd, I see you. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we used to try to find people. And then he told me about Era of Combat, and then at the same time, I was doing content creation. Check out my YouTube channel, RingsideVR. You know, and I was doing YouTube content to try to bring awareness to the space, and that's when the VFC folks got to me and they said, "Hey, dude, do you want to commentate? We love your content." And I said, "Hell yeah!" And fun fact, I was supposed to be the only commentator at first. I'm like, "Dang, nobody else wants to commentate." And then out of nowhere, they're like, one more other person wants to try. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. What's better than one commentator? 2. And that's how I met you. And that's how I've been here. You know, that's how I got here.
Yeah, that's honestly how I feel, right? Like commentating, you gotta have that UFC, you know, that boxing, professional boxing feel where it's 2 people bantering back and forth, helping you explain what's going on. It feels so much smoother. So how did you get into VR as a whole, aside from just, you know, the commentating?
Man, I was designing in college, dude. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I'm designing in college. being a graphic designer, and I come across Lucky Palmer and the work that he was doing before this was Meta, before it was bought off to Facebook, and I said, guys, this is the future.
OG Oculus, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? OG, CE1, Oculus, right? And so I knew I was stalking the entire scene the whole way through, right? And then I just knew that if I just jump into a video game, that I would be happy. Like, that was my whole thing. This is very escapist, just whatever, guys. But ever since then, I got the first Oculus. I got the first games. I was showing people dev kits. That's how I got into it, to be honest. I was just obsessive, and I love video games so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the judges have gone to the scorecards and determined by unanimous decision.
Once
the
you're
winner
in, once you see the
is the red corner.
It's pretty freaking cool. Like, you want to jump in, you want to throw hands,
old referee McGee was all up in our way here. I don't even think anybody could hear you. What were you saying?
I was just saying that, like, I totally agree with you, right? Like, this VR is immersive, and especially VR like combat sports. Like, you just want to get in there, you want to throw in. Honestly, I feel like every time I jump in there with someone else, it's like, just going to the gym with your buddy and like throwing some hands, saying, talking a little bit, shooting the shit. It's a great time.
Oh yeah, man! Especially when you start going full speed, it's been really great. But hey, it's been wonderful, y'all. This has been the first episode. You got to know the product. Got to know what we're gonna be talking about. You got to know Solly. You got to know myself.
Super.
Yeah, you got to know referee Mick interruptions over here. Next time. Right. Well, we'll catch y'all back here on the next episode of Thems Fightin' Words VR. You already know what it is.
See you, everyone. Good night.